Hello and welcome back to the Rocketbirds. I'm Killer Rhubarb, as always. And we've got little Cardinal Brother friends here. And we've got a new enemy type. These are big fat penguins with a riot shield and a baton. They are very strong, they do a lot of damage, but they have to get up close in melee range to actually be able to do that. And you can just roll past them and shoot them in the back. Pretty easily. This is chapter 10, Spanking time. Stuff I can say about this chapter. I hate it. I hate this chapter so much. It's long, it's hard, it's bored. Well, it's not boring actually, it's quite exciting. And we find out some new stuff, new lore. Something that we haven't done in a while. Like, we found out a little bit in the museum, but not too much. Not as much as we'll find out in this level. And one of the other annoying things about this level is that it has Escort mission. And it's got one of the largest backtracking signs in the game, as well as one of the hardest signs to get in the game. Which we'll be seeing shortly. In fact, the hardest sign to get is also the first sign to get. I don't know whether it's quite as hard as the one that we had to do in chapter 3 the morning after. Was that chapter 2? Chapter 2 the morning after. But it is quite hard nonetheless. Other than that, things I can say about this level, we've got a new weapon coming up in this level. It is a replacement for our machine gun. So we'll be seeing that shortly. Basically the only difference is that it fires faster and does more damage. We have seen it already. And we'll be seeing it again on some of the enemies that are present in this level. You can guess what it is. Posted in the thread. So, this area isn't the start of the Escort mission. Basically, we've got to get that small dude all the way from that end to this end. And so what I do normally is just clear the screen first and then go back and lead him. However, that door will always spawn enemies. So we've got to be careful. Fortunately, it's only one penguin at a time. But there's no way you can stop it from spawning. At least not in this difficulty. I think in other difficulties it stops spawning enemies, but not in hard. And if our cardinal dies, we get one respawn, but it just means we have to go through the whole thing again. And yet he can die. Pretty easy, in fact. So, as you can see, all these dudes have got the sad face signs that we have been collecting. So we've learned now that they're there for protest, not anything else. And I'll have to update the thread and put... No, it doesn't mean Revolution. Revolution was the previous game. This is Hardboiled Chicken, man. So here we can have a unique opportunity to actually mind control a shield guy. The shield guys do count towards the mind controlling types of penguins achievement. Here we can see their mind controlling animation. It's pretty exciting. It was actually the first time I've seen it, because normally it just plays the faster animation version of it. Don't know why it's deciding to play the long animation in every single one of my videos. This way leads back. This is basically the way you want to backtrack if you want to get the second sign. You won't be seeing that though, because I'll be cutting it all out because it's a long backtrack. There's some health and ammo down there, but I decided that I didn't need it. So I'm just going to murder this guy. Basically from here on out the level's pretty easy. Apart from one section which we'll talk about later. You'll see when we get to it. So here it is, the AK-47. Like the guns that the captain penguins have. They are much more powerful, they fire much more interesting looking bullets, and I don't know whether they fire faster, but they definitely kill things faster, so... And they make a lovely gunshot noise. So just compare that speed that we killed that big guy to the speed that we killed big guys previously. It's a lot faster. Unless I was using the shotgun, I can't remember. But you'll have to take my word for it, either way. So, this penguin here is the first penguin that we need in order to get a sign. But there's no sign on the screen. It's actually on the next screen. So we need to wait for him to turn around. Then we need to roll and punch him and juggle him over to that edge. Then we need to drop down into that previous screen because otherwise he'll come and follow us down here. So we actually need to. Then we need to faff about for about like 3 minutes. This is not something that you actually have to do, it's just something I did. Because I suck at this game. There you can see the sign to the right now. You actually have to have the sign a little bit on the screen for him to hit it, otherwise he'll just hit the wall of the level and you won't actually get it. So because I've got like an inch of the sign on my screen, I actually do get it. Fortunately. Otherwise I'd have to get something to kill me and do this whole bit over again. And I don't know what would kill me. I'd have to go all the way back to the door and get the door spawning enemies to kill me because they're still back. But I just cut to getting the second sign. I forgot that my own cut was there. That's all the way back at the stud level, and now getting the third sign and to the last bit of the level. It's just down here. So here we can see a lone penguin and an area that looks that we can't actually get out of. This penguin is a dick and sounds the alarm. And then comes down to get murdered, unfortunately. This area is much easier to do with a shotgun because it's small. Here we can see our good old friend Potsky and the mysterious Albanian penguin. He's gloating. Now we found out his name, it's Bruno. Caught like a little chicken indeed. I am a little chicken. So they send in the first wave. I'm going to use my shotgun for this. That's the first wave done. I actually think that the first wave is probably the hardest out of all the 5 waves in this. Yep, 5 waves to go. That's the second wave, just 2 big shield guys. The first wave was 4 normal soldiers, and this is 2 normal soldiers and 2 riot shield guys. Pretty easy, all in all. Now, we've got the 4th wave, which is just 2 riot guys and 1 captain. Captains take slightly longer to kill with a shotgun, but all in all, it's not hard. And that cut there was just because I died in this wave 5, but once you get past wave 3, they regularly give you checkpoints. So wave 4 has a checkpoint for itself, and wave 5 has a checkpoint for itself. So that was only my second time doing wave 5, I think. But I decided to cut the death out anyway. And I instantly die from a box being pushed onto my head. Wouldn't that be a fitting end? We've still got some more enemies to go though. The server's not quite over yet. I'm gonna get the red key card here, and just to show you that you can actually backtrack in case you missed the 2nd or 3rd signs. Because you might think that you can't really get to the 3rd sign from down here, but you can just by backtracking a little bit. And this area. This area didn't kill me too many times in my practice recording. It was just mostly memorizing where they were, but in this recording I died like 6 times to these shield massing guys. Just showing you how difficult they are. But Bruno there says that him and Potsky are going to catch a rocket, which we'll be seeing later. But Bruno even if you kill the shield enemies in time, which you can't actually hurt Luna, because you can't get a grenade up there high enough to actually get him. But anyway, that was episode 10. Next is episode 11. We're going to use this homeless guy to keep us company until then. Thank you very much for watching.